my life was being put out to the world to see. So all the flip-flopping and all that, everybody's going to have something to say about it. And it's a tough decision. It's not something that's simple. It's a lot of factors that come into this. But there's no decision about your life that's going to be made in one day or in an hour. It takes time.
And now, it's time for the Josh and John Show.
Well, we want to welcome everybody to the Josh and John Show.
Josh, John.
Josh and John. I'm Josh.
Sorry, I thought I'd throw in some effects there,
No, I liked it.
Ja and cha-cha.
It makes it sound much more real.
Yeah, well, when I did it, it wasn't that good, but go ahead.
Well, no, it's quite all right. But so, speaking of cha-cha-cha, like dominating things, we want to talk about Dwight Howard.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
there's sports, politics, and everything else, so I guess Dwight Howard would classify in the sports category.
Or everything else if you really want to put together a team.
Right, yeah. or lose a team.
Yeah, or just crash in shambles.
Right.
So, at this point, if you haven't kept up with anything in the NBA, Dwight Howard has been... has he been traded to the Rockets, or he's basically been acquired by the Rockets?
Well, they were trying to work out a sign and trade deal.
Right.
Basically, it's one of those things where, Dwight Howard has agreed to re-sign with the Rockets, but after landing there.
Gotcha.
So if they tried to trade him to the Milwaukee Bucks, he can say, "Well, I won't re-sign."
Okay.
And so obviously you're not going to trade for him then. So he kind of controlled that, just like he did in Orlando
when he went to the Lakers.
Right. When he pulled a Shaq.
Right. Yeah.
On a lower scale though.
But he wasn't nearly as destructive as Shaq was to the Orlando Magic. From what I remember, right before he left Orlando Magic, he was making some pretty hefty demands of the team. Mm-hmm. And John's used to be a huge Orlando Magic team. Would you still say they're your team?
Well, yeah, I'm an Orlando Magic fan.
Okay.
Not a big fan of the NBA, so I can't say I'm still a huge Magic fan, but I am a Magic fan.
Right. So let the listeners know. Give us just a brief synopsis of what he did right before he left to the Orlando Magic.
Okay. Well,
when he went to the Lakers from the Orlando Magic.
Right. Well, he had an option in his contract, and he went through all this. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stay. We want a new head coach. I don't like the players. I don't like the management. They fired the coach. They got rid of the general manager. They hired a new president, I believe, or vice president. Just totally threw around that whole team. He ended up staying for the remainder of that year, saying that he stayed because of loyalty. No kidding.
Right.
Then goes to the Lakers just like Shaq did.
Right. And did he sign for like $100 million with the Lakers? What do you remember what his contract was? Because I'm really shocked that he was only there for a year. Besides the fact that he almost stunk up the joint for the past season with the Lakers. The Lakers brought him in. They brought in Steve Nash. They got D'Antoni. They're supposed to be this high-powered offense and just points galore team.
Yeah.
And Dwight was supposed to be their defensive rock.
Right.
Right. And he just did none of the above. Nor did Nash really. Things just fell apart. But
the Lakers barely made the playoffs.
Yeah, they barely made the playoffs. But so when he was brought on to the Lakers, was he only signed on for 1 year? Or I don't know all the details of the contract. I'm just shocked that it went by so fast. And I know the Lakers tried to re-sign him, but really neither of their the organization for the Lakers, their heart wasn't really in it. Well, Dwight's heart wasn't really in it. It's Kobe's team.
Right. Well, and that's what threw me off, to be honest with you, is I don't know. I actually honestly don't know the total details. I'm sure you can look that up on ESPN, but what got me is how could the Lakers not make sure that this doesn't happen just after 1 year?
Right.
I mean, Dwight Howard, he comes, he goes, I'm going to stay, I got to evaluate, I need the offense, I need the ball, I need to take Kobe's ball, touches, and so it's Dwight Howard is I mean, he'd rather get the attention than to play on any team. I mean, if Dwight Howard could go year by year by year, every single year, pulling this, I need the attention, I'm going to stay, I'm going to go, he would. Mm-hmm. And so, honestly, I honestly think the Lakers dodged a bullet by not letting this circus go on, and he left. And now he's going to destroy Houston. He's a T.O., he's a Terrell Owens.
Okay, no,
of
and
basketball.
that's kind of what my next question to you is really about. Who is Dwight Howard to the NBA? Obviously, he's talented. He's a physical specimen. I mean, the guy's a monster child.
Right.
And he's, comparing him to another superstar, the one we like to talk about the most, LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
love it.
Right, love it. Now, what LeBron did with his decision, of course, that left a lot of people pissed off and everything. But it was not nearly as destructive as what Dwight Howard has done to his former team, his last team, and God knows what for his new team.
Right. Well, I mean, I can answer that pretty simply. I mean, me being a 49er fan, you being a Cowboys fan, I can answer that simply. You want to know who Dwight Howard is? Do you remember what Terrell Owens did to the Cowboys?
Yeah,
I remember
when he spiked on the star.
Right, and I remember what he did to the Niners.
Right.
That's him in basketball. But the only problem is that for offensively, he doesn't have the talent for how much touches he requires.
Gotcha.
So he gets the ball, but he's not talented. So it's actually, even though he's a great defensive player, probably the best defensive player in the NBA, phenomenal athlete, you're actually losing by getting Dwight Howard because he's getting the ball instead of Kobe.
Right.
He's going to get the ball instead of Harden and Lin.
And that's where,
so you're losing.
I can see where the Lakers... I totally understand why the Lakers made the move initially. You'd be done not to do it. But, he's not Shaq. He doesn't have the powers that Shaq does. He's not the complete player.
Right.
But, I want to bring in another perspective. We have our special contributor, Bill Ebanks. And we're kind of, anytime we talk about basketball, we want to introduce a new segment called "What's Going On with the Knicks, Bill?"
Yeah. Well, y'all are sitting there talking about
What's going on? Brought to you by
the Knicks.
The Knicks. And the Jets and the Mets.
Yeah, well, guess what? Y'all talking about Dwight Howard, and he's going on to whatever team.
Houston.
The truth is, Houston, whatever, I don't care. The thing about it, everybody knows that the Knicks is the only true NBA team. A team that plays together.
Right.
And that's spoken like a true fan.
Yeah, because
Now,
all the championships that they've won, we all know that.
Right. But let me give you a direct question about Dwight Howard. So Bill, what is Dwight Howard to the league? Is everything that he's done, is this good for Dwight Howard, be it go to the Rockets, or has he almost completely destroyed his reputation and his image as a basketball player in the NBA?
Okay, so let me answer your question. Let me answer your question by telling you what he's not. Dwight Howard is not a role player. He's not going to step in and fit that role that, like, for instance, the New York Knicks needs. The Knicks would love to have Dwight Howard, except for, is he going to replace Carmelo? Come on.
Well, the rumor has it that they're speculating Carmelo's headed to L.A.
Well,
after this season.
No.
I just read that on ESPN.
But we're not talking about speculation right now. I'm just talking. Right, rumor mill. Right. I'm talking about Dwight Howard as an individual.
Right.
He is a diva. He needs to be the man or nothing, and that's
right.
it.
Well, would you want that on the Knicks?
No, I wouldn't. I mean, would you?
Well, hey, I'm a Magic fan.
Would you want him on the back of the Magic?
No,
right.
And which is crazy because the Magic were in the basement of their division, but they got a new GM, new coach. that you new players now, young team, and I'm happy. I'd rather, especially the way the NBA is, I'm happy to watch my team lose and play real basketball.
Okay, so
I'd rather that than my team wait, like the Miami Heat, wait until there's 5 seconds on the shot clock, hold the ball, and then shoot it.
Okay, so let me give you my spiel on this. Chris Paul, Dwight Howard playing role players on the New York Knicks, championship 5 years in a row. That's it. However,
Chris Paul just signed an extension.
I know. I'm saying.
It would be nice.
Right, it would have been nice.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that would have been my dream team.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. And guess what? I know it's not going to happen, but guess what?
Well, you could still build a fantasy team from that. You can still do that.
Everybody
It's
can.
always possible. You can always dream in fantasy sports world. It's great. I'm going to play quickly devil's advocate for Dwight Howard as just our wrapping up kind of comment. I want to ask you, John, and Bill, feel free to chime in on this too. Is it for the downfall that the Lakers had? Now, they didn't have a downfall, but they certainly didn't live up to their expectations last year. Is it all Dwight's fault? Because from everything I've watched, Steve Nash didn't exactly show up, and neither did Pau Gasol. I mean, they both also had pretty bad seasons. Bryant was hurt. Do you feel like maybe Dwight Howard is kind of the scapegoat for the problems that the Lakers had? I mean, just as kind of a final comment.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Bill, on that one.
Absolutely. The Lakers is a franchise that's in disarray, and they need to regroup. Dwight Howard was not their problem. He was just part of their problem, and that's all I have to say. The Lakers need to regroup.
John?
Yeah, well, I would say, Dwight Howard, for how much he gets paid, he's not that guy that leads your team no matter what. I mean, even with the Magic, when they were shooting lights out threes, when their 3-point percentage was lights out, the Magic won.
Right.
When they weren't shooting very well, Dwight Howard was never there to pick up the team and win a championship. So I think it's 100%. Is Dwight Howard the problem? No, but he's not the answer either.
Right.
So.
And I think that's a great place to wrap up.
Yeah.
My final comment about that is I think they should have held on to Dwight Howard and let go of some of the older guys. But hey, things have happened. They picked up Chris Kaman. And we are out of time for this. So for all our listeners, thanks for tuning in for this first session of our episode. Please tune in for the next one. Hope you have a good night.